Good day, everyone, and thank you for tuning into the Study in Holland Info Hub. My name is Jade Bailey, and I am the Education Promotion Officer at the Nuffic NISO office based at the Dutch Embassy in Pretoria. Before we get started with today's session, could you possibly drop a hello or a hi in the chat box to make sure that you can hear me clearly and also see the presentation? Wonderful. I see some familiar names in the attendees list. Always good to chat to all of you again, and we hope to assist you with your study abroad venture. I also see Panos in the chat box. Welcome, Panos. Panos is our partner from Global Education who is helping us and promoting this event today. Great stuff. So let's get started. I thought that I just want to mention that this session forms part of a webinar series during the hashtag Lockdown 2020 and also acts as a consultation session for the Study in Holland tour, which was supposed to be held in March but is postponed until further notice. We thank our partners from Global Education for working hard during these uncertain times and promoting online sessions like this one. I want to start a bit around describing Nuffic NISO South Africa. I think it's a long name to start off with, and not a lot of people know who we are and what it is that we actually do. So this brings me to what Nuffic NISO South Africa is and what exactly do we do. NISO, our abbreviation, stands for Netherlands Education Support Office, and we are a non-profit organization funded by the Dutch Ministry of Education. A representative office of NAFIC, we basically are responsible for all matters concerning Dutch higher education, promoting and providing information to students, staff members, families, anybody who's looking to study abroad or complete an internship in the Netherlands. We facilitate and initiate institutional cooperation between South Africa and Dutch universities and work together with South Africa and NL on capacity development through the OKP program funded by the Dutch Ministry of Education. The next slide brings us to our activities which we are involved in as an office. So these are namely the big broad brand Study in Holland, Volweg, who are celebrating their 20 years, the Orange Tulip Scholarship, Co-Create My City, the Collab, Holland Alumni Network, the Orange Knowledge Program, NRF and NAFIC PhD program, as well as various international conferences in Europe. So where to start and how to connect with us? Typing out studyinholland.nl in your web browser will bring you to this main landing page. If you scroll down, you will see all the 10 NISO office pages in the bottom left corner. Brazil, India, Mexico, Russia, Turkey, China, Indonesia, Korea, Vietnam, and us, South Africa. Clicking on South Africa will redirect you to our main office page, which is an example on the right-hand side. Nuffic NISO South Africa, the Netherlands Education Support Office based in Pretoria. An example of this is shown on the right-hand side, and I will now run through our webpage and scholarship information as it appears on our office website. We will start with the Orange Tulip Scholarship. The Orange Tulip Scholarship gives talented SADC students the opportunity to study in the Netherlands. I just want to make a note that this is the first year that the Orange Tulip Scholarship has been open to Southern Africa. So we have received a good number of applications from around Africa as well. It is offered by the Dutch Higher Education Institution and only coordinated by us as a NISO team. So this means that you still apply to the Dutch Higher Education Institution of choice, but we assist you with your application process. We assist in collating all the information, saving everything as PDFs, and sharing it with our counterparts in the Netherlands to promote, to encourage, and to motivate for your scholarships to be awarded. OTS at a glance for 2020, we covered all subject areas, bachelor's, master's, and MBA programs, and 21 education institutions from the Netherlands signed up to give scholarships away to students. We have 73 individual scholarships available, that is right now, and the total value of these scholarships is approximately over 11 million rand. So to date, we've received 104 applications. 26 of those applications have already been awarded. 54 have been rejected for various reasons, students not applying to the institution, not meeting the admission requirements, not doing the entry level tests before the deadlines, etc. I see that my colleague Vuchilo, who's also in the chat box, has dropped us a active link of the remaining active scholarships that are available. There are only two scholarships that are available, two schemes that are available from Maastricht School of Management as well as ISS. And the links, the active links are in the chat box now, which would redirect you to the programs involved, the type of scholarships that are offered, and how many scholarships will be awarded. This brings us to the Orange Knowledge Program. The Orange Knowledge Program aims to contribute to society, sustainable and inclusive development. This is a fully covered scholarship and is open to mid-career professionals. I know that not all of you may be mid-career professionals in the webinar with us today, but it is something that you can consider for the near future. In South Africa, scholarships are available in the thematic areas of water and agriculture for the selection of short courses, which is anything from 2 weeks up until 12 months, as well as master's programs, anything from 12 to 24 months. This is a completely fully funded scholarship, which covers everything from your flights, your studies, your accommodation, etc. We are now on the NRF NUFIC Doctoral Program landing page. And what this is I think it is honestly one of the most popular programs that we offer. It is also a fully covered program supporting doctoral candidates to pursue their research studies in the Netherlands. Research areas include science, engineering, technology, social sciences, and humanities. So there are two modes, single site and split site. Unfortunately, the single site mode cutoff date was on Monday, the 1st of June, but we are still accepting applications for split site mode, which is part of your studies in the Netherlands and part of your studies in South Africa, with the deadline being the 12th of August 2020. We will also have a follow-up webinar on Tuesday, the 9th, which is next week Tuesday or this coming Tuesday, covering more in-depth information about this program, how to apply, practicalities, and how to improve your application and motivation to study in the Netherlands. This is how the landing page of Study Finder looks. So, how to find a study program. Holland offers more than 2,000 English taught programs and courses. I think this is also why it is so popular to study there. It's affordable for international education, and there's such a big, diverse international community. So what happens is you start by typing in www.studyfinder.nl in your web browser, and a lovely big bright page will pop up. This will allow you to filter by study program, field of study, city, institution, OKP qualified, as mentioned in the previous slides. And on this platform, you can search for anything regarding short courses, full-time degree programs, as well as internships. This is what the new revamped landing page on Study Finder looks like. And you'll immediately notice the user-friendly filter column on the left-hand side of the screen. Linking to this webpage and going hand in hand with your study abroad journey, you may require some additional funds or financial support to make it all possible. This brings us to Grant Finder. You can discover an active list of funding opportunities and scholarships offered by Dutch higher education institutions on Grant Finder, www.grantfinder.nl. So most of the scholarships are awarded on basis of merit, but we do encourage students to have good grades, to participate in extracurricular activities, and also to have some sort of involvement or experience in CSL, which is community service learning. On this platform, you can search for scholarships, for short courses, or full-time degree programs. This is what the landing page looks like of Grant Finder. And similar to Study Finder, it also has a user-friendly filter column on the left-hand side to make your search easier. I know that it may seem a bit of a daunting kind of project, deciding to study abroad, taking the leap, and also trying to find funding at the same time. But I must inform you that we do have a lot of students that have found amazing funding opportunities. Myself and Vuchilo, who is in the chat box as well, we have started to develop a Excel document with links to funding opportunities for South African students. So we know that the banks do not cover you for international studies. We know that bigger corporations expect you to come back and work for them. But it is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and we are here to assist you in finding funding if you do need to cover that missing gap. So this brings us to the Holland Alumni Network. And I think after all is said and done, we also manage this Holland Alumni Network platform. So what happens is if you reside in South Africa, have studied in the Netherlands and want to continue to stay connected, to get opportunities, to get access to the Netherlands while you are in South Africa, you need to join this association. Chile will drop the link for registration in there, but I'm not sure how many of you that are currently in the webinar have already studied in the Netherlands. It's a really beneficial network to join, as it's the key access into finding a job in the Netherlands. So for example, we've got the Heineken's, the Shell, Unilever, all the Dutch companies that post their international vacancies on this platform and request or require Holland experience, experience in Holland, whether it's studies or an internship or a little bit of work here and there, some sort of experience in the Dutch language. And it's perfect for our Southern African candidates. And we've seen a lot of successful applicants apply for posts, assisted them with interview prep, and then followed through with their journey in the Netherlands. So our office stays in touch with all Holland alumni in Africa and continues to provide information about research, study, and job opportunities to those registered in the platform. So once again, you can only register in this platform once you A, land in the Netherlands and are now registered at a Dutch higher education institution, or B, you've already graduated and you want to touch base again and maybe have a second opportunity in the Netherlands. So how could we close today's webinar without discussing the current global pandemic? The coronavirus, also referred to as COVID-19. So by typing in nufic.nl, nufic.nl in your web browser, you will have access to most up-to-date information around COVID-19 and your study abroad plans. This is information provided to us by Dutch higher education institutions, the different governments covering all those 10 NISO offices around the globe, as well as the Dutch government. We only refer students to this page if you want to know more about either the situation in the Netherlands or the situation at the specific campus which you plan on visiting or studying at. It covers various topics such as primary and secondary education, higher education and vocational education, admission, health and safety, mobility obstacles, expiring visas, and so much more. There are over 160 Dutch higher education institutions, Dutch universities, that we as an office promote, and everything is different. I mean, admission, start date of class on campus, information about deferring a year, distance learning, accommodation, etc. But this is all understandable. If you have specific questions around COVID-19 and your plans, so your specific plans that are already in place, please email us and book a one-on-one consultation or just set up a time that we can give you a call just to clarify some uneasy feelings or some uncertainties that you may have. So this is the end of today's webinar. I just added a quick slide about a publication that we did. So we worked with our Dutch, we worked really hard with our counterparts in The Hague to conduct a survey titled, How is COVID-19 Affecting International Student Plans to Study in the Netherlands? And we will provide you with a link in the chat box where you can download the publication. But I think it was really nice to go through the results of the publication and also a few of the takeaways. You know, there are general concerns about studying abroad, getting on a plane right now, flying to a different country while there is a global pandemic happening. And there are so many measures in place, you know, so many safety measures in place. On one hand, we have students who have chosen to defer to next year. Unfortunately, with deferring, your scholarship, you lose your scholarship. So your scholarship does not stand in place anymore. You will be asked to reapply for your scholarship next year, but this is not a guarantee, as there'll be more students applying, and these students' applications may be better than yours. They might be better academically, etc. So it's really a tricky time, and nothing is forced. You know, this is your decision. This is your decision to study in the Netherlands, to study abroad, and to enjoy this international experience. Things are much different in the Netherlands. They have a relaxed lockdown at the moment. So all their stores are open. There's no curfew times. You are still encouraged to wear a mask, although it is not compulsory. And their number of cases are slightly decreasing. So life is slowly getting back onto the bandwagon, and courses are continuing. Students still have the option to, there's winter and summer schools that are happening, and students still have the option to either A, start online, or B, start in the classroom, with these specific safety measures. A lot of programs are still going to continue in September 2020, and this is something that we will assist with. We will assist you in connecting you to these Dutch higher education institutions, to our Dutch participants on the other side in the Netherlands, to make it all smooth, and to ensure that your mobility from South Africa, whether it is your flight, your accommodation, your medical insurance, to make sure everything is on track before you leave South Africa. So this is the end of today's webinar series, and I do hope that you contact us directly if you need more information. Please connect with us on social media, as we have a few new social media accounts that we are trying to get off the ground. We are at NISO South Africa on Twitter and Instagram. We are Nuffic NISO South Africa on Facebook and YouTube, which are growing quite quickly. And then we are also the Holland Alumni Network on LinkedIn. So thank you very much for tuning in. Before we go, I would just like to check. I can see that Vichilo has been answering a lot of the questions. Just want to leave a few seconds open to anyone else who's got a question that has not been answered. So I see that Lara. Hi, Lara. Okay, V has answered that. Yes, so as we are based at the embassy, I mean, we're all currently working at home, but we are based at the embassy, and we have good ties with, whether it's the consulate, any of the employees, to help with visas and flights. So we have direct contacts that we can provide you with, and also get you on these flights. There aren't a lot of flights available, but what we do is we assist and we facilitate in getting you on the list with the embassy, and with other South African students, to eventually leave the country and start your journey abroad. Must one apply for scholarship after one has been accepted? Yes. So most of the rules and regulations are around first having a conditional acceptance letter, and then applying for a scholarship. So once you have a conditional acceptance letter, or a fully, a full admissions letter, you will be able to apply for any scholarship. So you see, some of the scholarships are open scholarships, and they do not necessarily need the admissions letters or any other requirements. It's just an application. But the main scholarships that are offered are for these are ones that need some sort of guarantee that you've already applied. Laura, we will help you. Jonathan, hi Jonathan. I think we've also emailed before. What is the reason for the scholarship not being able to be deferred? So unfortunately, this lies with the Dutch higher education institution, and it also comes back to funding. So I think so far we've dealt with 3 Dutch higher education institutions that have extended their scholarship opportunity to the students. So it's not only specifically for South Africa, it's for all those 10 countries previously mentioned. So even when someone simply gets considered to have a scholarship, it is a global opportunity. We are sitting in the same pool with all the other developing countries, and in some cases, Jonathan, I must admit, we have had nice or friendly counterparts on the other end of the emails, the admissions emails, who have allowed our students to still have access to the scholarship, only if that only if they can prove or state that they will be in the Netherlands next year in our first semester. So next year between January and June, which is more likely than any of the other options. Um, Funani had asked a few minutes ago, do you also assist first-time applicants with the application process? Yes, Funani, we do. All the applications are administered on StudyLink, which is the Dutch enrollment system for any higher education institution and study program. But we will also be able to assist you directly with that. I'll just leave another 2 minutes, give or take, for some more questions. But while we wait, I think it's really important, okay, wait, here Kiara says, will one be accepted for a scholarship if one is doing the Cambridge curriculum? Yes. So the Cambridge curriculum, IEB, there are a lot of, the only thing that's not really accepted is our really old South African matric curriculum, right? And this dates back to a very long time ago. Most of you were not involved in that curriculum, but we have a list of these Dutch higher education, of the Dutch higher education institutions who accept our South African matric and those who do not accept the South African matric. So that list is available, and I mean, there are no hard feelings. All the institutions have their own admission requirements. And I think you have more than, you've got this wide variety of institutions to apply to. You do not need to be looking for a business degree or a marketing degree at like one of the 5 institutions who do not accept our matric. Um, I really want to try and get to Amsterdam in August. Jonathan, I'm sure that will be possible, especially with the embassy working really hard, flying students in and out, as well as the South African government who issued the statement that if you are leaving the country to go study or travel, that it is possible as long as you have all your correct documentation. Is there scholarships offered for online courses? Yes, there are scholarships offered for online courses, Funani. We actually had a really popular MBA course this year for the OTS scholarship, which was giving 100% towards tuition, well, between 80% and 100% towards tuition. We only had one student apply, so obviously he got full tuition waiver for the online MBA, but there are a lot of online courses that are available, and going through the OTS or OKP channels, there would be scholarships. Great, guys. So if you want to get in touch with myself or Vocilo, I've just put the general email address on the slide right now, which is info@nisosouthafrica.org. Please do stay in touch. We are here. We provide this amazing free service to students, and we really try and help you where we can, whether it is connecting you to the actual institution on the other end, or fine tuning your application process. And if you are, going through any kind of troubles, whether it's just plain and simple, the decision process of should I go, should I not go, we are here to help you talk through that. We don't force anything on you, but I mean, there are a lot of tips and advice that we can provide for you. I see Jonathan has also requested to connect, and I think it's really brilliant because I think at the end of the day, what's going to happen is you guys would form the group that will leave. You know, you will all be on the same flight. You will all be in this process together, during this global pandemic. And it's really nice to stay in touch. A lot of you have already actually sent us some stories, some student stories about your application process, some pictures, which we are looking forward to sharing. We've just paused the project for a bit due to some sort of insensitivities during the global pandemic. But I'm super keen to see how much attraction your posts get on our Instagram pages. So by the time I say goodbye and put down, I am sure we will have some new followers that we can engage with and share some scholarship information, some webinar information, and some general Holland alumni um, job opportunities and vacancies, etc. So thank you so much to everyone. It was quite a quick webinar, 30 minutes. I'm pretty proud. And I look forward to connecting with all of you. So just, while we leave, I'd like to just say, stay safe, stay healthy during this trying time globally. And please don't forget to connect with us. Thank you so much, and email us if you have any further questions.